Good morning and welcome to Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Reverend Rafe Ellis and I am honored and privileged to be the senior minister here. And so one of the things that we believe is that everybody is here by divine choice and that quite possibly you came to receive something just for you. And so one of the practices that we're leaning into to make our time together a bit more interactive is to invite you to share what you came to receive this morning. So just shout it out, and if you're with us on live stream, feel free to put it in whatever chat function you have available to you. So what did you come here to get this morning?
Community.
Community.
Happiness.
Happiness. Joy. Acceptance. Peace. Connection. Awesome. So I invite you to hold the consciousness of that, to hold the energy of that throughout the service, and be open to receiving that from wherever it shows up. It might show up in the person next to you. It might show up in the music. It might show up in the talk. It might show up in the chair you're sitting in, because everything is energy. So just be open to receive it from wherever it shows up. And so now I'm going to turn it over to our musicians this morning, Love Eternal, for our first two community songs. Here we go.
Good morning. 2 weeks in a row. You know, divine right appointment. Here we all are.
I'm going to play that song Home that we sang last time. I think the lyrics are going to be up there. And then reminder that it has 3 verses and only the first verse is up there. But make sure to sing along the choruses with us.
Yeah, because you sound so good. We did it before. We can do it again.
Although I don't see any lyrics. Those are not the lyrics. We'll just go with it.
Come to the music for my healing. Come to the music for my soul. And just like nature, so free. In the music I am home.
Here's the chorus.
Come home, come home, come home, come home. Yeah.
You sound beautiful.
Yeah. Come home, come home, come home, come home. When I'm lost in the chaos of deep feeling, when I can hardly see, feel the force of nature calling. She is calling out to me. Come home, come home, come home, come home. Yeah. Come home, come home, come home, come on home. And from the center of my being, when I can truly see, I feel the force of nature singing. She is singing right through me. Come home, come home, come home, come on home. Yeah, yeah. Come home, come home, come home, come on home.
One more time.
Yeah. Come home, come home, come home, come on
Thank you.
So the next song, we don't know who wrote it. We don't often do covers, but this one we found at a wonderful event called a Rainbow Gathering, if you ever happen to find one. And many songs get passed around fireside, as has happened for millennia, yeah? So this is one of the best. Deep within my heart, I got this everlasting love shining, bright as the sun's gonna shine on everyone. And the more that we give, is the more we have to give. It's the way that we live, and it's what we're living for. Yeah, yeah, what we're living for.
You got it?
Deep within my heart, I got this everlasting love shining, bright as the sun, gonna shine on everyone. And the more that we give, is the more we have to give. It's the way that we live, and it's what we're living for. Yeah, yeah, what we're living for. One more time. Deep within my heart, I got this everlasting love shining, bright as the sun, gonna shine on everyone. And the more that we give, is the more we have to give. It's the way that we live, and it's what we're living for. Yeah, yeah, what we're living for. What we're living for. You guys got that. You sound good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me figure out what I'm doing here. So this is the time where I get to remind us of who we are and what we're up to, and to share that with our guests. We are a radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, supportive community that celebrates the very diversity of life. We strive to live authentic lives through a practical application of spiritual principles. We engage in sacred practices that uplift our spirit, deepen our awareness, and ignite our soul's self-expression. We demonstrate active compassion to ourselves, each other, and the world. We experience meaningful contribution through giving generously of our time, talents, and treasures, and we intentionally promote, share our community and teachings of science of mind and spirit. And one of the things that we do every Sunday morning to put our inclusion commitment into practice is our candle lighting ritual. And so I'm going to ask Reverend Julia Robles Scott to join me. If you hold that. I forgot the lighter this morning, but we have fire. There you go. We light these candles to celebrate the unity of all people, all faiths, all beings, all life. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for Taoism, honoring the path of ultimate reality, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the middle way and path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the teachings of Jesus as the path of love, forgiveness, and healing by the presence within. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought teachings, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through a practice of universal spiritual principles of love and law. We light the 10th candle for absolute inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome and celebrated here. And we light the final candle, honoring the infinity of oneness as all creation, seen and unseen. Thank you, Reverend Julie. Now I'm going to turn it back over to Love Eternal for our next community song.
We got one more chant from Jules Graves, one more cover. She's also amazing, and you can find her on most of the streaming places. We are healing ourselves. We are healing each other. We are healing planet Earth, our mother. We are healing ourselves. We are healing each other. We are healing planet Earth, our mother. At this time we are assigned to align with the divine, to hold the conduit open for love to arise. At this time we are assigned to align with the divine, to hold the conduit open for love to arise. We are healing ourselves. We are healing each other. We are healing planet Earth, our mother.
One more time.
We are healing ourselves. We are healing each other. We are healing planet Earth, our mother.
Amen.
Before I move on, I'm going to heal a couple of candles.
She got most of them.
Sometimes they're a little cranky. I would know nothing about that. There we go. All right, this is our time of announcements, so let's see what we got going on here. Manifestation Mastery Group. Every Tuesday, you have two options. You can come from 12:30 to 1:30, or you can come 5:30 to 6:30. And the suggested investment is $10 per group. On Wednesday, of Mind Study Group, where we are exploring the 1996. No, that is not what that says. The original 1926 text of The Science of Mind, a complete course of lessons in the science of mind and spirit. And it is a very different read than the 1938 edition. It's a lot, I find it, a lot more accessible and a lot more mystical than the 1938. So we invite you to join us for that every Wednesday from 1 to 2. And again, the suggested investment for each group is $10. If you don't have that book, no worries. I am happy to send you a PDF of it. So we have that available. On Thursday, from 1 to 2:30 or 5:30 to 6:30, we have Practical Application of Spiritual Principles Group, also known as, okay, how do I apply spiritual principle to this group? And it's a discussion group where we literally, whatever is up for you in your human experience, we just toss it out there, and together we take it apart and figure out how to apply spiritual principle in our daily lives on a very practical level. So I encourage you to join us for that. Again, suggested investment is $10 per group. First Friday Fun. I believe it's this, is it this coming or a week from Friday? This coming Friday. I have to keep a calendar in front of me. I don't know what I did before I had a phone to remind me. I don't remember. December 2nd, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., we will be watching The Polar Express, and then if you care to stick around to have a conversation about the spiritual principles that you experienced in that movie. The suggested investment for First Friday Fun is $10 to $20 sliding scale, and please know that no one is ever turned away for lack of funds. That's just an opportunity for us to work together in community to help you manifest your abundance. So there will be hot cider for First Friday Fun. There will be baked goods. There will be popcorn. If you would like to contribute to the baked goods, I highly recommend and encourage you to do so. What else do we have? Christmas Eve candle lighting service. It's actually on Christmas Eve, imagine that. At 6 p.m., and this is a time where we come together to celebrate the incarnation of spirit in physical form, and to see what wants to be birthed in you, and then you get to light a candle signifying your yes to birth whatever wants to be new in and as you. So I encourage you to join us for that time together. Today, after service, we get to decorate. We haven't gotten to do that for quite some time. There is already hot cider back there. It looks like a coffee pot. It really contains hot cider. There's also hot water if you want to make yourself a cup of tea. And I have, I believe they're gluten-free. They are. And they're almond flour, coconut flour, and monk fruit sugar substitutes. So I'm playing with recipes so that Deborah can eat them because she's got some special dietary stuff, and you get to benefit from that. So have those for you today. If you want to stick around and help decorate afterwards, you are invited to do so. And that is it for the announcements. And so now I am going to turn over to Reverend Julia Robles Scott, who is our practitioner this morning.
Good morning. I'm so happy to be here in person today. So the community value that we are talking about today is not the one that I see written on here. So I'm going to talk about gratitude today. And gosh, I woke up this morning just feeling so grateful for the sunshine again and this amazing weather that I'm enjoying here in California. And I'm grateful to be alive every day and to be able to be here with you all. It's that time of year where I just have gratitude on my mind because it is Thanksgiving. But in truth, I do practice gratitude every day for the roof over my head, the food I have to eat, the warmth, and all the blessings of the connections in my life. And so there's this quote by Maya Angelou I like to share. And she writes, "The ship of my life may or may not be sailing on calm and amiable seas. The challenging days of my existence may or may not be bright and promising. Stormy or sunny days, glorious or lonely nights. I maintain an attitude of gratitude. If I insist on being pessimistic, there is always tomorrow. But today, I am blessed." And so now I'm going to ring the bowl 3 times, and we will own together. And so now I'm going to ring the bowl 3 times, and we will own together. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. 2. 3, 2, 1. knowing there's only one, that infinite divine presence, the creator of all of life. I remember this moment right here, that this is God's life, and that I get to live it. Knowing that each of us is a perfect expression of this one. I give thanks for this coming together in consciousness today, in this beautiful space of Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. I give thanks for life itself, knowing it is God's life. I give thanks for knowing that we are here on purpose, a divine purpose, to fulfill our purpose as only each of us can. I am so grateful for the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living, for this place that teaches these practical tools of how to live life in the flow and be one with that infinite presence and power and infinite intelligence and the wisdom, knowing that it is at the center and core of our being. It is the truth of who we are. I give thanks for the opportunities to come here, to be of service, to join in community, to walk each other home to the remembrance of the truth of who we are. And so I know this day is blessed, that we are blessed beyond measure, for it has, every good thing has already been given to us. And so I'm so grateful for this day, this community, the Sierra Center, for all the opportunities we have to come together and connect at the heart level, to heal together, to be with one another through the good times and the harder times, and just to be aware and know that we are all on our perfect path. And I am so grateful to call this center my spiritual community and my spiritual home. And I just simply say thank you. Thank you for all of it. Thank you for all of life. As I release this word into the law as our truth. And so it is. And now it's time for our affirmation. So I will say it through first, and then we'll say it together. I am at home wherever I am. I am at home wherever I am. And so it is.
At home, wherever we are.
There we go. There's nothing lost that can't be found. No story too big that it can't be put down for one moment of connection with thee. The Almighty God has blessed me, life has blessed me, let it rain down sweet upon me. Let it rain down sweet upon us all. Let it rain down sweet. There is a place inside, can't be hurt, can't be touched, totally divine. We are emanations of thee. The Almighty has blessed me, love has blessed me, let it rain down sweet upon me. Let it rain down sweet, sweet.
Let's take a breath together. So we're completing our month of everyday wonder as home. And our talk title this morning, whoop, it went away. But the cricket is still here. Been watching our little friend up there. Our talk title this morning is Welcome to Your Dream Home. And I invite you to consider right out of the gate that your dream home is so much more than a place. That perhaps it is a way of being. And that perhaps our dream home is anchored in the truth of who we are. That our dream home is coming home to a realization that there is only one life, and that that life is God, Spirit, the divine, the infinite, whatever name works for you. And that is your life. And that is your home. That is your truest residence, is in the essence of your being. And the story that has come up for me all week long as I prepare this is the story of the prodigal son in the Bible. And I know many of us have issues with the Bible. I personally love the Bible. And I really dislike how some people use the Bible to beat the bejabbers out of the human race. Right? That's not, the Bible doesn't even tell you to do that. In fact, it in the Bible says not to do it. But we all are at choice, and I'm pretty sure every one of us in this room, self included, have engaged in selective use of things to our benefit from time to time. And so I invite you to just set aside whatever issues you have with the word Bible. So the prodigal son, it's a story that most people know. The Cliff Notes: 2 kids grow up very wealthy. One of them decides to take his inheritance and go explore. The other one stays home to do what he feels is his due diligence of being part of the family and part of the estate and doing everything he's supposed to do. And the one who goes off with his inheritance, he's a bit of a wild child. I know some of you, and I know some of you can totally relate to him. Okay? And he squanders his inheritance. And he engages in some, let's just say, questionable choices throughout his journey. And he reaches a point on his hero journey where he wakes up to the realization that I have seriously messed up. I have made some mistakes. And so he begins his journey home, which is one of the legs of the hero's journey. And we'll see in the end, did he actually bring the lessons of his journey forward? Because that's an important part of this hero's journey. Right? What did we learn? What are we bringing back with us that will help grow everyone in our community? And so when he's on his way home, and as the story goes, his inner dialogue is pretty brutal. A lot of guilt and shame going on in his head. And when he gets home, his father sees him, and his father's really excited that he's coming home. And when he gets to his father, he's basically groveling. I'm not even worthy to be your servant now. I have messed up so badly, I don't even deserve a place in your employment. And what's most profound to me in this story is the father's response. The father never even acknowledged what his son said. He didn't go, oh, it's okay. He just jumped right over it to bring me the fatted calf, bring me an unseamed robe. And if you understand the writing of the time, unseamed fabric was the highest fabric available. Bring me a gold ring. No break. Right? He just simply celebrated his son's arrival back home. He was all about, you're back? We're throwing a party. We are celebrating you. Now, the other brother, not so much. He's got some issues because he has been home the whole time doing what he was taught to do, and he's got some resentments. And so his place in the story is, what about me? I've been here really busting my rear end, doing what I'm supposed to do, supporting this business, growing this farm, doing everything I'm supposed to do, and he gets a party? What's up with that? Where's my party? And again, the father completely ignores the negative. And we're having a party. We're having a party. We are going to celebrate. And this week, I've really thought about the context of all of this. And what if on our own hero's journey, instead of beating ourselves up for all the times when we missed the mark, we celebrated those spots on our journey as an arrival at a new awareness. What if we internally ignored our own negative inner dialogue and just celebrated our new awareness? What if we acknowledged that we are all three roles in this prodigal son journey? What if we took the time to acknowledge that sometimes we have resentments and how unhealthy those are for ourselves and everybody else, and we moved into the celebration part? What if we found the nugget that all of the messiness was there to give us? How would your life change if you did that? If you really leaned into each of those roles? Because here's the thing about the hero's journey. Here's the thing about life unfolding. It's messy. It just is. It's not just messy for humanity. Life unfolding is messy, period. Birth is chaotic. Nothing is created out of stillness. Absolute stillness, we could pull up the story of the Dead Sea. There has to be movement. There has to be an inlet and an outlet. And what if each of us is an inlet and an outlet? What if each of us really understood the power of choice that is available to us? And if we understood oneness at a level that we grasp that everything I do really does impact you. It really does. Just like, and I've used this example before because it works. Just like when I get up in the middle of the night and some part of infinite intelligence suggests that I turn on a light and I ignore it, and then I bump my toe on a piece of furniture, every cell in my being is aware that that happened. Right? The same thing applies in the divine body. Every time we stump our toe in our journey, the whole body is impacted. And every time we celebrate, our whole universal infinite body is impacted. So in this welcome to our dream home, what do we want to add to the home? Because we're all sharing one home. We each may live in a different house, but we're sharing the same home. We're sharing the same essence. We're sharing the same beingness. And it may not be your job to wash the windows, but it might. And washing the windows can be as simple as having an aha that clears up a little piece of confusion in the whole of human understanding. And if we won't bring that forward, where does it get seen? Where does that smudge get wiped away? If it's yours to do, do it. And do it with all of the messiness you can muster. Allow yourself to explore what is yours to do with complete abandon. There is no monitor. When we dream, notice, when you dream, there's no monitor. You just dream. And some of the dreams that we remember are like, what? What if you allowed yourself to dream of home in the same unrestricted, unfiltered way? I think this is what Ernest Holmes is talking about when he says, turn away from condition. We can't not be in condition. We are, by definition, in the physical realm, conditioned reality. So we may as well lean into what we are and understand that perhaps that's not a mistake. Perhaps this infinite creation knew exactly what it was doing when it created humanity in form. And perhaps it knows itself well enough that it knows it can just let go. And it, as us, will find our way back. Perhaps it understands the human journey better than we do in our disconnectedness. And so I invite you to dream about your home, to imagine. And I get emotional every time I think of this. Imagine a beingness that is so vast, that loves you so completely, so thoroughly, that it gave you every drop of itself to use and to be however you choose. A divine being that loves us so much it says, here I am, use me, and you can't mess it up. You absolutely cannot mess it up. There's nothing you can do that will make me not love you. And there's nothing you can do to make me love you more. What if we let go of that and just dream of living that home, coming home to a love that is so vast, that is so complete, that you never want to leave there again. And you don't have to, because that home you get to take with you everywhere you go. Because that home is you. It isn't a place. It is a way of being. And we get to do that whenever we choose. Let's take this into prayer. I allow myself to recognize, to recognize, to know again that there is only one infinite, ever-present allness. To acknowledge that by whatever name I call it is to limit it. And so in this moment, I just call it the infinite. The one. This presence that is experiencing itself as all of life. And so I must be it in form. It must be experiencing itself as this life that I'm living. It is breathing me. It is thinking me. It is dreaming me. And what is true of me is true of all life. Everything in form, everything between the form, around the form, in the form, all this one, breathing itself into being, dreaming itself home to its perfection. And so I speak my word, claiming, affirming, accepting as true that each expression of this infinite one is on its perfect journey home to itself. I celebrate every messy moment, knowing All roads lead home. Every dream is an awakening of what's possible. And that we, individualized, lean into that magnificent yes, into that celebration that knows how deeply loved and magnificent each expression is. And we hold each other and ourselves there. That we choose to see God, life, love, in every moment, in every experience. So grateful. I feel the energy shift within my being to one of gratitude, to one of celebration, to one that simply says, thank you, thank you, thank you. And knowing that it's complete, knowing that the law acts immediately, I know it is done. The word spoken is the word fulfilled. And so I let go and get about the business of seeing it made manifest. And I invite you, if any of this has resonated with your being, that you join me owning it as your own as we say together, and so it is. Change gears. This is our time of conscious giving. And so I invite you to join me as we say our prosperity affirmation together. I give this gift with love and joy from a consciousness of abundance. Divine love blesses and prospers all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Please receive the gifts.
All right, we got another song for you. This one's called Peaceful World. In my Father's house there's many, many mansions. He sets a place for us at the table. And upon this earth so many, many nations. We can live in peace and we are able to have a peaceful world. A peaceful world, yeah. I believe in a peaceful world. A peaceful world, yeah. For it's not about smiting some evil outside, but revealing the light within. Our souls shining brightly with the light of Christ, and the waters of life flow through our veins. There's nothing that we cannot do, nothing that we cannot be. Nothing that we cannot be. There's nothing that we cannot do, nothing that we cannot be, nothing that we cannot do, nothing that we cannot be, nothing that we cannot do, nothing that we cannot be. Let us claim peace now with God for us energy, so that our children and our children's children, our children's children's children can be filled. We can have a peaceful world, yeah.
can live in peace with more we are able to have a peaceful world, a peaceful world, yeah. I was we could have a peaceful world, a peaceful world, yeah. Peace be still, peace be still, peace be Peace be still, peace be still, peace be.
Thank you.
So I speak a word of blessing, a word of gratitude for the infinite in the form of money, knowing that it sustains and grows Sierra Center for Spiritual Living, and that we give through Sierra Center for Spiritual Living to support those doing good work in our community. And so it is. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Juanita, for being our live stream wizard. Thank you, Hillary, for navigating our cranky PowerPoint. Thank you, Don, for helping with greeting folks. Thank you, Jared and Shauna. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Julia, Reverend Julia, for being our practitioner this morning and for just being you. And thank you to each of you, because this is way more fun with people in the room than not. I never thought I'd have that frame of reference, but it seems the messiness of life gave that to us. Thank you, everybody on YouTube, Zoom, and Facebook for joining us this morning. So did you get what you came here to get? What'd you get? So what'd you get this morning? Clarity. Peace. Joy. Happiness. Awesome. See how easy that is? Thoughts become things. So I invite you, when you get up in the morning, to imagine, what did you come to receive this day, and hold that in consciousness and see how you do by the end of the day. See how it works for you. Okay. Reminders, real quick reminder. Friday, we have the first Friday fun. We're going to watch the Polar Express. And today, as soon as we're done saying hey, 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 and howdy, 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 we're actually going to get the stuff out of the shed to decorate. So invite you to stick around if you want to participate in that. And if you don't, that's okay too, because I really believe in the power of choice. All right, let's stand and do our benediction, shall we? Something wonderful is happening as me right now. It is this thing called life. It is this thing called life. It is this thing called choice. It is this thing called choice. It is this thing called home. It is this thing called home. I know it. I feel it. I sense it. Because I am it. And so it is.
We're going to do, most of you guys know this one, Feeling Better. I don't think the words are up there, but that's okay.
Because it's feeling better.
There you go. I'm feeling better all the time. Oh, I'm feeling better all the time. Yes, I'm feeling better all the time.